There are no facts, only interpretations. Nietzsche said that. I've been in a big Nietzsche mood recently. Nothing matters, work harder kind of vibes. Um, and that's alright, I guess. Well, it's not alright. I've felt better. But it is what it is. And that's okay. We keep moving. It isn't good or bad, it just is. One thing that forever gets me excited, though, is finding answers to questions. And I started this video with the quote, "There are no facts, only interpretations." And it couldn't be more true, right? I have been a science lover, a science cuck, some would say. But I also see massive holes in science and interpretations of science, particularly around the lifting world. And the research and the learning has led me to believe you need to find your own KPIs, your own key performance indicators for what you're trying to achieve. And you can't rely on blind hard work. You can't rely on trusting the process. You can't rely on those things. You have to have something measurable, quantifiable over time to increase the likelihood that you'll get the outcome that you want. The big research discussion topic with me and friends and colleagues as of late is neuromechanical matching versus lengthened biased exercises. And it's quite interesting. Whenever I get my knickers in a twist about a topic, aka I don't understand this or this is new, I get extremely excited about supporting my own biases and finding answers that confirm my reasoning. And I'm definitely in the crowd of generally we are strongest in the lengthened position. We should therefore make exercises harder in the weakened position, in the lengthened position. So we are stronger in the lengthened position generally of most tissues. Therefore we should make exercises harder in that lengthened position, as well as we fatigue faster in the shortened position. Therefore we should make the shortened position slightly easier than the lengthened position, if we have the opportunity to do that, or if we're going around making machines for a living, or if we're selecting exercises. Like, that's where I stand. Whereas neuromechanical matching effectively tries to consider the internal leverages, or where a muscle connects to tendon, connects to bone, and has the best in internal leverage for an exercise, and we should choose exercises based on that. But the limitations are absolutely astonishing for that kind of reasoning. And this is why, again, like, we're talking about quite a nuanced topic. Like, this comes behind working hard and taking your sets close to failure and trying to progress those sets over time. What we're talking about is a few percent, a few drops of lemon juice that we're trying to squeeze out of that citrus fruit, which is kind of, I guess, if you care about this stuff, it's kind of everything at the end of the day. Particularly as you get more advanced and your gains become less visual, you try and fix that cognitively while trying to ensure you're doing the right thing, because you still give a lot of time to this stuff. So yeah, I've had my head being wrapped around that topic of conversation for a while. And the more I listen to PhDs and researchers in the industry, the good ones, I should say, they just talk about the limitations of a lot of research with regards to, like, study size, like how many participants, the standardization of form, the standardization of experience, all of these factors that are just, you just need more money, effectively, to fund. And I'm sure there's more, currently at least in our society, more meaningful places to put that money into research. So I completely understand that. Which is why I go back to the point I made at the start. You need to find your own KPIs. Saw a lovely meme this week about progressive overload is the cause. Excuse me. Saw a lovely meme this week. I'll start again. Saw a lovely meme this week. Progressive overload is the effect, not the cause. It is the outcome. If you can progressive overload, if you can add weight the following week, then you have progressed. That is your progressive overload. You don't add weight in order to progress. Adding weight is earned from ticking the boxes. That's my KPI with building muscle for myself and my clients. It's the most tangible one with the resources that are available. And that's what I encourage people to find for themselves. And it's a hard thing to do because it has to be reasonable in terms of it can't be something like, I want to fit a 2 sizes bigger t-shirt in 3 weeks, or vice versa, I want to fit 3 sizes smaller trousers in 4 weeks. It can't be something like that. It has to be something that's measurable over time. And I've spoken before about how setting goals are for losers, because as soon as you set a goal, you are losing up until that point where you achieve that goal. And then when you achieve it, you have momentary success, and then once again you're losing. So organizing KPIs gives you a journey or process orientated goal which is tangible and feasible and sets you up for success, ideally, and a big learning, if not. So my KPIs for hypertrophy are as simple as choose an exercise for the tissue that you would like to get bigger and stronger, and every single week at the same rep range, either add a rep or add a weight, and then tick boxes in your life and in the gym sessions in order to achieve that. That is the single fundamental KPI. That is the goal. That is all that matters. Success or failure. And that has come from like 13 years of trying to figure out this lifting thing. And that is as simple as I can put it. There's nuances in there. There is definitely place for exercise selection. You have to standardize your technique as much as possible to ensure that you are actually making progress rather than just changing what you are doing. Those are big, big differences. And I will talk now about running, because it is so far, in my experience, I am much more knowledgeable on lifting than running. Easier to find that KPI on a week-by-week basis in lifting. I haven't spoken to anyone. I haven't spoken to enough people in the running world who have this KPI for running. The one I've just mentioned for lifting, adding weight each week, that's your KPI. For running, that seems to be a more challenging thing to do. Although I haven't tested this theory, mainly because I'm absolutely terrified. So I've only gone out and attempted personal bests in running on less than 10 times, probably around 10 times. And depending on the distance, each one has been an anxiety inducing bloodbath. The 5 kilometer PB testing is one of the hardest physical things there is for me personally. I just PB'd a half marathon, and the question I was trying to answer, if you listen to the pod, can I PB running each week just like I PB lifting each week? And what boxes do I need to tick outside of running to make that happen? I have a few problems there. The main problem is I'm obsessed with lifting to a massive degree that I just can't slow down. The second biggest problem is I'm obsessed with food, and even though I'm doing relatively well losing weight, I've lost 8 kilos this year, whoop whoop, it still sucks, and it's hard to train hard lifting and running when you aren't eating anything. That's dramatic. I do eat very well. But yeah, that's part of my mission. Figuring out, can I figure out a nice KPI for my running? This is the first session of the week. Push, pull, 8 total sets. Most things were PB'd, and then a 5k run. Hope you got some value from this. Hope you go out and find your KPIs, and have a great day.